3/12/2004, 7:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to go through some of these left elbow gap downs. This one is Yelp. We come straight down and bam, right back up here to where the trend started down yesterday. That is a algorithm still buying these stocks off of the bottom. You can clearly see that. NYELP. SCTY on this opening bell. This is also a 3-minute chart. This is what we call a gap up, open gap. It gaps up on the open, and it's called a runaway gap on the open. And now we have that reversal working on SCTY. Here we go with Apple on this opening bell. And basically, we sold off down here at the bottom. It's going to consolidate. But once again, the left elbow gap down to this bottom down here is where the entries are going to be made on Apple. One of the things that we have here is the VXN. It is the fear indicator that equals the Nasdaq 100. We went straight up. When that fear peaked at the high, stocks were at their bottoms. And when you had that reversal, stocks have set up their low prints on the first opening bell, and right now 7:18 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Here we have a very good shot of that S&P 500 index. It started down here. It makes a bottom. It comes up. We're going to watch and see what this top that we covered yesterday and where the put options are that we also covered in yesterday's live video is once we make the bottom and we rally up, it's going to take us some time, but the bear reversal is definitely in this market. There's the S&P. ICPT, big volatility stock in Biotech. I want everyone to see beyond a reasonable doubt what this stock has done. It was down here at the bottom. They shot that thing straight up to the top, and we were short in here in the previous video. We were short right up here at the high. It came down, it stopped. Now let's take a look at what it's doing back up here. 447 headed back down again. This is an extremely volatile stock, and I just want people to see where that bot system, high frequency algorithm system, mathematically, look at these 3-minute bars. Parabolic, look at that. Look at that reversal, and we got out down here. We got in up here, and we got out down here, and that volatility right here. You guys have got to remember one thing. Each 1/16th value, each one of these lines are $2.17 for a 16th in our platform. So right now, the way to trade this, and like I said, it's not easy to get in there in the bid and ask range because it's not. You can see where that low, you can see where the high was. Our short was up there. We also covered down here toward the bottom, and we got out. And you can see 440.32 by 445.79. That's a very big, wide bid and ask range, and it is. And one of the things that we have for people that can trade this is you can see right here at times what these ranges are going to be. Between the buyer and the seller, it's 93 cents right here, right where my pointer is. And you can see that algorithmic model, the high frequency bots that are, and we're tracking them. And so when we're live on something like this and you're trading that, yeah, you got to really know what you're doing with that bid and ask range. Only look at SMF trades this right along with JP Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and other big hedge fund managers that buy and sell this name, and you can see that volatility are short, and you have to know when to buy to cover, and we did. And now it's gone up there, and it's gone right back up there, and we're going to look right here at that diamond. We're going to look. Each one of these lines are $2.17. We got right to the penny. It hit that major resistance right over here where these diamonds were on ICPT. There it is. Dow Jones Industrial is now only down 38 points. You can see that big sell in that Dow straight down at the bottom, and they're coming back in and they're buying the dip. And just remember, at 7:23 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here, right now, in this first hourly open bell. 7:23 a.m. This is the Nasdaq Composite 3-minute chart. We come down, we gap down, we're coming right up off of the bottom, and equities are following the Nasdaq. The top equities hit their bottom, and they too came right up. This is that opening bell volatility on the Nasdaq Composite. Right here, Nasdaq 100 stocks. When we got that gap down, the bigger bellwether names gap to support, and they ran straight up off of the bottom and followed the Nasdaq 100 in the big bellwethers, such as Amazon, such as Baidu, Google, such as Tesla Motors and Priceline, and there's a whole lot of them, Mastercard and LinkedIn, and I can just go on and on and on. And stocks gap down, just like the Nasdaq 100, and we popped coming back up. We're going to hit resistance. We're going to go look at the individual equities and see what our next round of opportunities are. Bellwether Biotech stock Celgene. Look at this algorithmic model. Look at that buy off of this support level. It ran straight right back up. They are presenting data at the healthcare conference. We're going to be looking to see what kind of positive events will come out of Celgene. Once again, a left elbow gap down to that support, 1 hour, 7:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and all stock patterns are relatively the same this morning off of the bottom of the volatility that we have across the board. Here is that Tesla Motor trade, TSLA. Had some negative news and whatnot. The sell started off, and remember, this is a 3-minute chart, at $244 the other day. We've come straight down. Tesla is now recovering, and we're coming right here in this piece of that chart, and that price range right up there on TSLA, which means that I can comfortably go over here and I can start scaling the top. It's 239 by 240. There is no problem for me to do what? There is no problem for me to short that. And I just shorted Tesla right here in this red bar, but I didn't take a real big position. I wanted a position up here toward the high. And that's this red bar right here on the 3-minute chart in the MMT platform. So we weren't real aggressive there, but we felt that the 239.75 entry was okay. That's our entry for the first shot. We're going light on the volume though. Why? Because, listen, the shorts got caught, and they got caught. They had to buy the cover all the way back up. And so we're going to take a small position. I'm also going to put other orders out up here around 241.9 on TSLA. Let it be known now at 7:28 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 minutes away from a 60-minute chart that we're going to look at next. Here we have ICPT. Yes, we do, making another high. If you did not come out of that short down there at that bottom, you would be in the house of what? Pain. Now, we're going to get another short. It made that high. It's a very volatile stock. And if you don't have understand how to work this bid and ask range, don't even try to do something like this, because if you didn't come out, they're running that sucker up there. And I just want people to see that print here and now. MMTs, we all know that Amazon had a, gap down with the other side of the market. Looks just like the Nasdaq Composite. Looks identical to the Nasdaq 100. And now that these names are making their left elbow, and they're hitting major support levels across the board on them, and then they're ripping back up here. So we're going to see how these things consolidate throughout the day on Amazon and the rest of them in the high beta on this opening bell. Here we go at 7:41, and I want you people here to see the high algorithm. It is a bot that buys these stocks in milliseconds called high frequency, and you can see them across the board. Here's that big bottom, double bottom, and man, oh man, this damn thing came straight back using that system, and we have a reversal up here at the high rollover, and this is what it's like. So you don't short bottoms, you short them up here. And that left elbow coming down to the double bottom support, that was a gift to go long, and that was at 198.6 and whatnot. So once again, these tops are going to sell down. This is why the price volatility is very, very important for you to understand. That is a place to get short up there. This is not year 2013. I'm sorry, it is right now, March 12th of 2014, and markets are returning to historical volatility, and this is what a trader wants. They want that big bottom in here and go long, and then they want that top to go short. And once again, the shorts work, and the bulls work, and the bears work. Let it be known on this opening day, opening morning bell. The time right now is 7:43 a.m., 3/12 of 2014. What do we have before us? We have price line on this opening bell. Every stock, the high beta stocks, had bounced and ripped right back up here. It's all in this live video. The timestamp, 7:43 a.m. The date, 3/12 of 2014. And you can see how that volatility has gone straight up. And we're rolling over across the board. Price line. 7:44 a.m. We have the big bellwether bull stock, Netflix, coming straight off that bottom. You can see this candle right here. It's 3 minutes. 69 cents per 16th in our system, and we've come right up here, and everything in the Nasdaq 100 looks identical, and how they bought that opening bell dip when they got a chance to get in. And the Dow is down 48 handles, the NASI 100 is down 990, and the Nasdaq composite, it's down big, and the S&P has hit our target. Right now it's at 1861, and it's the opening bell at 7:44 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got a clean shot of the new MMTs, people in our other groups buying that dip, putting that stop in, and taking a look how that bottom buy was done with an algorithm in a supercomputer referred to as what? High frequency trading. Baidu right here had gapped down. Our entry on this stock was perfect entry. I already showed the entry on Baidu this morning, and we can clearly see that Baidu went down to 169.26. Our entry was 169.4. We sold it on that opening bell print. We're going to look to see how they fade back for the rest of the day right here, and how they set up at another consolidation. So once again, this was a great trade. We bought that dip down there. It started to rip right up, and they all have the very same pattern right now on the opening bell, 7:46 a.m. date, 3/12/2014. It's live, and it's here. And how to trade and get those entry and exits. Here we go with another left elbow, that high frequency model. They all look the same. This is Bellwether Mastercard that had a 3-for-1 stock split back in year 2013. The high beta is not the same as it once was because they did a 3-for-1 stock split. But just know one thing for sure, that gap down to every one of them today, the time 7:47 a.m., the date 3/12/2014, that left elbow, they're coming up. We're going to see for the rest of the day using a 60-minute chart as to what the moves are and where those resistance levels come into play. That's what we're going to be doing next. Here we go. We're going to conclude the ICPT that came up and hit a major wall of resistance that we traded early in the morning. Right now it's 8:55 Pacific Standard Time and almost noon lunchtime in New York. And that this is the daily. They went from that pivot to that pivot, And we can also say on that trade, that wall of resistance right there is everything that we wanted. And we're going to conclude that in the other charts that we put up going into the lunch hour. We put a whole slew of them up there. And once again, we do this live, we do it here, and we do it now. And we're also here to empower who? You.